Hey there, you're listening to the DIY Marketing School podcast. I am your host and your marketing coach, Melanie Diane Howe. Today, I'm going to talk about why you need people in your social media content strategy. Well, hello there, my friends. Today, we're going to talk about why people need to be in your content strategy. I'm going to explain what I mean by that. So, we live in a busy online world. We live in a busy business world. There are a lot of businesses out there. You have competitors. It's a noisy marketplace for all of us right now. And I want to talk to you about one of the easiest ways that you can truly stand out. And that is to use people in your content strategy. Now, bear with me. I'll explain what I mean by this. But I want to talk a little bit about the background of this. So, in most marketing, we see obviously marketing. What is it? It's your website, it's your social media, it's your collateral, it's your logo, it's your colors, right? All these things. What I am talking about is in your content, especially your social media, I want you to show the human side of your brand, the people. I want you to think about the connections, the relationships that you can build. The ultimate goal, especially in social media, but in business in general, is we want to create relationships. So we want to create relationships with people who don't even know us yet so that they become a customer or they can refer us. But we also want to build relationships with our existing customers so that they come back, they keep coming back, they stay loyal, or again, they refer people to us. And the way that we do this is we build bonds with people. People bond with other people, not logos and colors. Now, the exception here is going to be if you are a huge brand like Nike, like Apple. There are people that create loyalty to the brand, right? Now, that could be because of the advertising that's put in place that is just, it fits them. They feel good about it. It could be because of their product experience. It could be because of the experience they've had with the company over the years and they are loyal. But those big brands, you bet there are people that are like, I want, those brand new Nike shoes because they're popular. Now, I'm not talking about those situations. 99% of those people, those of you that are listening, don't fall into that category. Okay. And if you do, then this podcast is probably still applicable, but most likely you are a huge company and you already have a marketing strategy that includes humans in your content strategy. But I want to talk about what I mean by this concept, why it's important, and how you can feature people in your content strategy. So again, our goal is to build relationships, and people build relationships with other people. We are striving for connection. We want to be connected to other humans. We don't want to be connected to a brand, a logo, an automated message, a bot inside of our social media DMs. We want to talk to another human. Think about, when you try to call somebody, let's say you're calling your bank or you're calling your credit card company, I don't care. And you literally have like a weird complex issue or a question and you call, and it's like the automated messages are trying to do everything in their power to get you off the phone. They don't want to have another human talk to you. Have you ever been in one of those situations? It is so frustrating when you're calling and you're just like, I just want to ask a freaking question. Please stop telling me that I can go check my account balance online. Please stop telling me that I can push this number and pay online with my credit card. Please stop it. I mean, I have been in that set. You keep hitting zero and you keep hitting zero and you just cannot get a hold of another human. How frustrating is that? Well, think about that entire scenario and think about if that's how the interactions were with, our businesses and our potential clients online, right? Now, I know that you are trying to create a scalable business. You can only be so many places at one time. You only have so many team members. I get all that. So social media is a scalable way for you to build relationships without you having to have one-on-one relationships with everyone. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. Okay. So, one of the things I want you to think about is, let me back up for a second. So traditionally in marketing, we always put things into two categories. We said you were either doing B2B marketing, business to business, or you were doing B2C marketing, business to consumer. And what I am always saying is you can still look at it that way because that is certainly going to affect how you strategize your content. But overall, I want you to think of it as a human to human interaction. So it's a human to human marketing strategy. And humans need to interact with other humans. Now this doesn't mean you have to be on the phone with everyone every time or in person with them every time. You can build a relationship with somebody without actually talking to them. Let me back that up actually and say someone can establish a relationship with you before they even meet you in real life. Okay. So let's imagine this. I want you to think about how, if you are, the experiences that you've had in your life, the places that you like to go. Let's think about your favorite restaurant, one of your favorite restaurants that you love to go to. You're a regular, like you go there and you're kind of a regular. You probably love the food. You probably love the environment. But what really probably keeps you coming back is the people that you interact with. So even when you go and you have that dining experience and let's say your steak, for example, comes out quite less than perfect, you're not going to never go back there again, right? Because you have these relationships with the people. There's servers that recognize you. You've got, just the people that know your name even from going there so often. It could even be your favorite coffee shop. It could be the exact same scenario. Most likely, your exceptional experience is actually because of the interactions you have with humans. Yes, you can love the product. Yes, you can love the coffee or the steak or whatever. But a lot of it has to do with the way that the people treat you. Because let's think about other situations where you went to a really great place. The environment was amazing. The food was supposed to be good, but the service was complete crap. And you gave them a chance again and it was crap again. And then you went again and it was still crap. You're probably not going to keep going back there, even though the environment's cool and the food's good. You're going to be frustrated with that human interaction that's not positive for you. So this whole people piece in your content strategy is what I want you to think about is it's bridging the gap between the experience someone has online with you and the experience that they actually have with you when they are a client of yours. And I want you to think of it as let's start building those relationships before they even walk in the door. Let's start building those relationships before they make the phone call, before they go online and say, I'm interested in your product. Let's start creating those relationships now with people. And that's what we can do in our content. Because again, people want to interact with other humans. So how do we do this? We do this by sharing images of ourselves. We share images of our employees. We share images of our customers. And if you want to up level, you do videos. You're going to do videos. You're going to do live videos, Facebook live videos. You're going to do recorded videos and upload them. The strategies around like the content you're creating, I'm not going to dig really deep in this episode about that, but I'll say this. Check out episode 7. It's all about Facebook Live. And I talk about ways that you can create live videos and I give you ideas. And there is a freebie in that episode that gives you 50 ideas for video. So there are 50 ideas for you to create human engagement with the people in your business online. So the biggest thing that the reason why this is so important and what I mean by creating relationships is most people, when they first discover your business, they are not going to automatically buy. They are not going to automatically call you. They're not going to automatically, the very first time they hear about you, decide that you might be an opportunity for them to work with. They're going to want to get to know you a little bit. They're going to kind of scope you out online, maybe stalk you a little bit before they make that decision about whether or not you're a good fit. We cannot do this effectively by hiding behind our logos or hiding behind text only or using stock images or just graphics that are designed all fancy schmancy. Imagine the difference if I'm able to actually see your face, hear your voice, see you be passionate about something, learn from you. I'm going to actually remember you because people remember people much more than they remember a logo or a graphic. And so if I can start to build that relationship before I even start talking to you about doing business with you, the interaction about during that opportunity phase is going to be that much more strategic and more streamlined. And so that's the way you've got to look at it. You've really got to look at you're actually building the relationships before you're actually building the relationships truly. So I've got another example for you that I want you to think about. Let's think about the car buying industry. So car dealerships. So when you go buy a car, I would say most of the time and most people, this is kind of an experience that creates a little bit of anxiety. There's a stigma where we feel like we have to be good at negotiating. We feel like the price sticker on the cars is not actually the lowest price that we can and should pay. There's just this process. You walk onto the lot, you're going to be approached by a salesperson regardless of where you are in your journey. You may just be driving around looking at stuff just to kind of check things out and check prices, or even just to look at features, and you are nowhere near ready. Maybe you're going to be ready in a few months and you're just there killing time. Or maybe you've already narrowed it down and you kind of think you know what you want. But you don't really get to hand pick your salesperson, right? But you know you're going to be approached by somebody. And sometimes that can create a feeling like you're going to be sold to, like they just want to sell me a car. They just want to sell me a car. You know what I mean? It creates a little bit of anxiety. But imagine if you were already following a dealership online because you loved their videos, they were educating you on, the difference between a lease and buying and what you should do and, just all these things. And you really appreciated their content. And you drove up onto the lot and the person who approached you was a face you recognized. It was a voice you've already heard before. It was someone you've already learned from. Imagine how that will feel in comparison to a stranger walking up to you. Hey, how's it going today? So imagine if that person walked up to you and you were like, oh, hey, that's John. I know that guy. He did a video that I watched about changing my oil, whatever. So this is a perfect example of how you can actually create these relationships before the person even walks into the opportunity to do business with you. I think this completely applies to almost every business. I think almost every business has this opportunity to create, to start to build these relationships before they even speak to somebody. So another example would be, for me personally, I do a lot of content online. I have this podcast. I have I have a private Facebook group. I mean, I'm out there, right? When I go to networking events sometimes, people will sometimes walk up to me and they'll say, oh my gosh, it's so great to meet you. And I'm kind of like, great to meet you too. Like, do I know you? And they're like, oh, I listened to your podcast, or, oh, I love to watch these things. Even if they're not necessarily commenting or engaging. So meaning like, I don't know, I've never met them. I don't know them at all, but they feel like they know me because they've been following my content. They've been learning from me, but in a way that is my voice. It's my face. They can hear the passion in my voice. They can see it on the expressions I make in my face when I'm doing video. They feel so much more connected to me. They feel like we're already friends. And I can't tell you how many times this has happened. And it's warming to my heart to know that these people are actually making a connection to me. And I've never met them in my life. I've never spoken to them. I've never even seen their name come across my screen because they're kind of they're not even commenting necessarily. So you may actually be creating these relationships with people that you aren't even aware of. But when they walk in your door or when they're ready, when they finally meet you, your connection with them is going to be so much stronger and so much more enriched because you have been putting yourself out there in your content with your voice, your face, through video, through podcasting, and even just pictures of yourself, right? So this is why I feel so strongly about this, because I know it works and I know that it can make such a difference when that person is in the phase of they're thinking about you as a supplier or a solution to their need, whether it be buying product from you or whether it be, investing in your service or, just even buying from you online. So I want you to be thinking about this. And because I think that what I see and what I hear is that people are a little bit shy about putting themselves out there. They, again, they're not really putting pictures of themselves in their content. They're not doing video. And even something like podcasting is something that I think is considered a little bit advanced in a marketing strategy. So at a minimum, you've got to start showing your face more in your content. And that is pictures of yourself, but that is also in video. And one of the easiest ways to do video in your content is live video on Facebook or live video on Instagram or Facebook stories or Instagram stories. They are so easy to do. You only need your mobile phone. You cannot use the excuse that you don't have the equipment. You literally just need to get the phone and get started. It's that simple. And so, but let's talk about who you can showcase, because it may not just be you, right? Now, if you're a one person shop, if you are a solopreneur and there is nobody else that is a part of your business, then I'm going to say the majority of your content's probably going to be you, right? But let's just go ahead and talk about a scenario that also makes sense. You can also showcase your clients or your customers. And one of the values in this is that when we are thinking about doing business with somebody or buying a product, we are going to be that much more likely to connect if we can kind of see ourselves in your existing clients. And so there is just as much power in showcasing content and images and video of your customers. You could do this by sharing a picture and putting their testimonial on there. You could do this by doing an interview with a customer, either just you're both together in person, or you could do an interview on Facebook Live. There are so many ways that you can showcase your customers in your content, which is also valuable, because not only do I want to build a relationship with you, I want to also see and hear from real people that are already getting results from whatever solutions you're providing. And it could even be it could be anything. If you're a consultant or a service provider, this applies. But even if you're a brick and mortar retail shop, I want to see what that outfit looks like on somebody else. I want to see somebody else wearing that shirt that I'm thinking about buying. I want to see somebody else, wearing those products, using your products. And that will help me, again, see myself using your products or using your services, or again, getting results from what you do. And so customers, they are absolutely a great asset that you can use in this people content strategy. Another scenario would be to bring in partners of yours or people that do services or have products that are compatible and collaborative with yours. So other subject matter experts. So I love to use an example of if you're an interior designer, and you love to do the whole, the layouts, and you like to help people pick their colors and their finishes and all that stuff. Well, you may not be the one doing the construction. So you could actually bring in a contractor or let's say the kitchen people, and you can bring them in and you can let them talk about their level of expertise and also provide education. These are team members of yours. And so now I'm learning from you, but I'm also learning from the people that are helping you do what you do, which again, they're kind of part of your team, even though they may be vendors or partners or contractors that you work with. So again, it's just it's that human side, that connection. There's trust that's being built right now. So let's say that you do have team members, or you have a business and you have multiple people that work for you. Let other people also be put into your content. So again, I talked about that dealership example. I would love to see the owner of the dealership or the GM of the dealership be in a lot of the content, but also anybody else that's customer facing, especially anyone that's customer facing, they can also be in this content and showcasing what their level of expertise is, educating, or you can simply just be putting their picture up and talking about them, like a little, hey, here's John. He's, one of our sales associates. His background is this, and this is why he loves to do what he's doing here, and this is his favorite thing. I'm going to now start to know who John is, and I'm like, oh, great. Well, that's my favorite thing too. Again, you're creating that connection. But don't be afraid to put your employees in front of the camera. Don't be afraid to let them stand up there and educate and talk about what you guys do as well. Because again, the more of these people that I can start to establish a relationship with, the more connected I am to you and your business, which is going to have that it's going to be such a much more enriched conversation when I'm ready to think about purchasing. So I know that, this might be something that you've maybe seen other people do, but you haven't felt comfortable with it. Maybe you're also saying that you don't love to be on camera, or that, you feel like your staff maybe isn't quite equipped to do that. I need you to try to change your mindset because it is a powerful, powerful, powerful opportunity that you are missing out on. You are absolutely missing out on it. So I hope those examples were helpful for you to start to think about ways that this can be so impactful for your business. And then I hope that these examples I gave you are going to start to trigger some thoughts. But again, if you're looking for an easy way to get started with this, I got to tell you, I know it sounds scary, but live video is truly amazing. It's amazing because people do not expect this high-end produced video. You can make mistakes, you can stutter. You can even have a crazy situation happen and it's okay. Like, it's going to be memorable and it's real and it's raw, and that's what people want anyway. It's authentic and it builds trust. So go check out episode 7, where I talk about the power of Facebook Live and how you can create more engagement for your business. But then there's also a really great freebie that I'll link to in the show notes here, as well as that podcast episode for the 50 Facebook Live ideas. Those ideas, I'm going to give you a little secret. They're specific to live video, but you can totally take those ideas and actually think about what other ways you can use the same idea with a different format of content. So think about that as well. So get it, 50 free Facebook Live ideas. So you cannot use the excuse of, well, I hear that Facebook Live is great, but what would I talk about? I give you 50 ideas. 50 ideas. So if you went live once a week, that's 50 weeks of content, okay? And a lot of those ideas can totally be duplicated and replicated with different examples. So it's more than you need for sure to get started. And again, you don't need any fancy equipment. You just need a smartphone, a mobile device, and you just need to have the confidence to click go live and do it. So that is your easiest and simplest way for you to get this going. So again, get it out there, put yourself out there, because people buy from people. People want to create relationships and bonds with humans, not logos and colors and fancy graphics. Okay. So, all right, my friends, go get it done. Get out there, start writing down ideas about how you can leverage the humans in your business, whether it be you, your staff, your partners and your vendors, or your customers and clients. Get it out there, get the people in your content strategy. It's got to be part of it. And if it's not, you're missing massive opportunities in connecting with people. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope this was helpful. If you haven't already, please leave me a review in iTunes. I'm totally trying to just get more people out there that know about this and are getting aware of this podcast. I love doing it, and I want to grow it, and I want to do great things in the year 2020 with it. So if you could be so kind, if I have helped you in any of these episodes, if you could just leave me a review, that would be fantastic, and I'll love you forever. So meanwhile, I hope you have a great day. Go be awesome.